I'm going to try to stand right here because I have this clicker. I'm trying to stay in range of the laptop over there. So Hi everybody, my name is Pete Fasano. I'm the school year program director at CYO Camp Rancho Framasa. Thanks so much for this opportunity to kind of talk to you this evening. I put together this slideshow and I based the slideshow around kind of the frequently asked questions that I get from parents, but also campers who are going to be joining us for our outdoor education program. So I'm going to go through it, and then at the end, I'd be more than happy to do a little Q&A. So if there's something in here that I don't answer, or you want some more information, I'm more than happy to do that. Absolutely. So can everybody see this okay, or should we go with the lights off? What do we, there we go. And the first one is, where is camp? It took me 53 minutes to get from camp to here this afternoon. That was with some traffic and some kind of road work situation going on. But we are in Brown County, kind of in between Columbus and Bloomington, like right smack in between those two cities. So you can kind of see where we are in relation to Indianapolis. And then this is an aerial shot of camp. And you might be like, whoa, all I see are trees. Yeah, we got a ton of trees. This was taken by one of my coworkers. He has this drone. He gets all kinds of really cool aerial pictures. But I included this just to kind of give you an idea of the setting that the kids are going to be entering into. Very nature-based. It's a forest. It's really a cool place to be. Another big question I get: who's in charge there? Like, who's actually making the decisions? Is it qualified adults making the decisions and running camp? The answer to that question is yes. The four of us that you see up here, we are kind of the primary admin team of camp. Right here is more than 100 years, I'm not kidding, more than 100 years of full-time camp experience, if you tally up all of our experience. So the junior member of our group is Lauren down here at the bottom, and she's still over 20. So lots of experience, lots of certifications, all kinds of different stuff that we have to be qualified in. Everything from lifeguarding, two of us are EMTs, food safety, how to run a swimming pool safely, all these things. So very, very extensive stuff goes into that. All right, another common question that I get: what does the sleeping area look like? Because sometimes we get this vision of camp, and we get this vision of this dark cabin with poorly lit, bugs, stinky, all that kind of stuff. This is the inside of what one of our cabins looks like. Now, the cabins that you guys will be staying in, or the kids will be staying in, there are 6 of them, and they all look like this. So if you've seen one, you've truly seen, them all. So this kind of gives you an example. One side of a cabin has 11 bunk beds, 22 sleeping spaces, and there will be a total of 6 of those available to the school to kind of break up. You'll notice there's a door in the back there. That is the bathroom. Bathrooms are contained within the cabin. And I'll talk about bathrooms a little bit more in a minute, because that's another frequently asked question that I receive. But cabins are also heated. They are air conditioned. All that kind of stuff. It's very different than when I went to camp in 1996. Very different situation now. But that's kind of what the layout of the cabins looks like right there. What does the dining hall look like? A lot of times this comes out as, where are we going to eat? What does that look like? And so this is our dining hall building. This is from one angle, and then I've got a couple other pictures as well that I'll show you. Again, large, modern space. This was actually built in 2001. A lot of uses, but dining hall is definitely one of them. The kids move through the line. So if you backing up one, this line is way at the. This is at the back of the dining hall. The food line is way there at the front. So the kids move through. They have an opportunity to select what they would like to eat. So at this particular time, looks like we were having hamburgers or maybe chicken patties, something like that, and French fries. So they come through and they get to choose, hey, is this, do you want just that chicken patty? Do you want it with the bun, without the bun? Do you want the French fries? Do you not want the French fries? All of that kind of stuff. We're very big on, hey, make sure you tell us what you want or don't want. I have been places before where you just get what you get and you don't throw a fit, but that's not how we operate. We want the kids to choose, do you really want this? Is this something that you're going to eat? And all of those kinds of things. What is not pictured here, after they come through and around in the middle of the dining hall, is for lunch and for dinner there is a full salad bar. So if you're looking at that and saying, oh my goodness, where are the vegetables? Don't worry, there are vegetables. The salad bar has, the salad bar today had bell peppers and carrots and cucumbers and all kinds of stuff. We do that on purpose. We want to give a wide variety of things because, different kids like different things. My son is in 6th grade. He's pretty much, it's carrot. This is kind of what a group sitting down to eat looks like. You might be asking yourself, do they accommodate dietary restrictions? The answer to that question is yes. We have accommodated, you name it, anything from very common allergies to even uncommon allergies. We accommodate, religious restrictions related to food, all kinds of different things. So one of the things that will happen is I will communicate with the teachers ahead of time what are those dietary restrictions that exist, so that we can be prepared and make sure that we have that food available. Those things set aside. The goal is to make that replacement item as close to the original item as possible. So the simplest example would be if we're having chicken nuggets and we have a vegetarian, we will have vegetarian nuggets. The goal is to get it as close as possible because the last thing we want is a child to sit down with a different meal. What's that? Why are you having that? What's going on with, and all of those questions. Now they may not be bothered by that, but some kids might be. So that's. Please let the teachers know, or please chat with me afterwards, or whatever. Again, we will do everything we can to accommodate. Peanut butter and jelly, all different kinds of snacks, whatever. The worst thing would be that a child doesn't eat enough while they're at camp. That's what we want to avoid. So I always like to tell the story. Last year we had look like. As a 5th grader, this would have been of great concern to me, so I like to include it in here. It's crazy that it's, it might be, silly, why is this on a picture? This is what a restroom looks like at camp. This is one of the cabin ones. It's, modern, it flushes, it's not, anything, out in the woods or anything like that. This is very important to some kids. I have learned over the years, where am I going to the bathroom? And then the other thing is, where am I showering? This is also very important to kids. So I like to show that as well. Let's talk about some camp activities. First thing, before we get into some pictures of camp activities going on, any staff member running a camp activity will hold the appropriate certification to run that. So for example, I am a certified Red Cross lifeguard, which means I can run lifeguard at the pool, I can run canoes. A staff member who does not have that certification is not going to run canoes. We have and I think there's another, a more aerial picture of the lake in here. Might be missed, I'm not sure. With canoes, the area where the lifeguard is, if you pulled out a bit more, would be down here. Survival, part of our survival class also includes fire building. That's what you see going on here. We have kids on safe ways to build fires, the proper way to do it, and then the proper way to manage them safely. This one's pretty popular. I'd say it's hard to nail down the most popular camp activity, but this one is really close. This one is called creek ecology, and what we do is we have this creek running through camp. The kids get collection containers, and we send them out looking for macroinvertebrates, but also things like crayfish and minnows and all of that. We collect them and then we identify them. Wildly popular. This is what you're seeing is the old one. but the new one still has a giant swing as well. And I wanted to show the giant swing specifically because we have a few other schools from Perry Township that visit us, and they use the giant swing. Again, all the safety equipment, the full body harness, the helmet, all of the instructors have all the certifications, things like that. But we hook the participant up into the swing. The rest of the team has a rope that they pull to bring them to the height from which they launch. They have control of their own launch, and so they let go, and then they start swinging. We stop them after they've swung for a little bit, trade to the next person, and keep going that way. So instruction on how to shoot, and then some practice rounds, and then we usually play an archery game, which sounds a little scary, but it's not. We play a little archery game at the end called Baking a Cake. It's competitive, and the kids divide into two teams, and they compete. The two teams compete against each other. It's pretty cool, and again, pretty popular. All right, this picture is a little bit dark, but what this camper's doing here is tie-dyeing. This is an aerial shot of our campfire circle. So in the evenings, we light a fire down there, and songs, skits, games, all of that kind of stuff is all part of our campfire experience. It's really neat. The way that it's set up is the acoustics in it are really cool. The way it was designed, so it's a neat experience. This right here is called the Canada game, and you might be like, a Canada game. Activities. There are more activities that we do at camp. I tried to zero in on like the big ones, especially ones that other Perry schools have chosen, ones that kind of went along with activities that the kids have done in the past. But now I just would love to open it up. Are there any questions or anything I can clarify or anything in that regard?